Hello everyone, this is the first video of a series of tutorials done on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This first one is going to be on the how I made my Shadow of the Tomb Raider makeshift knife. Enjoy!
Okay, so you will need a printout of the knife, which I'll make available on the website. You need about 20 or 25 glue sticks. You'll also need a printout of the label that goes on top of the scrap metal. You'll need some duct tape. You'll need some thin leather cording. And finally, you will also need some green paracord. The method of making this knife is incredibly easy. It's also convention safe because it is essentially made out of plastic. All I did was just squeeze that glue out on top of the wax paper sheet. Underneath it is obviously the template of the knife, just to give me a rough idea of how far I'll need to go. And I just squeezed about 20, maybe 22, I think exactly it was 22 of these glue sticks, and it just to a thickness of about I would say a third of an inch. I would say about maybe 1 centimeter. Then to help out with the leveling of the surface of this one side, the top side, I just used a heat gun to make sure that it just levels out and it just is smooth, you know? After that, I went ahead and cut 3 dowels, and I put them at the bottom of this knife so I could start making the hilt. And I squeezed out more glue sticks on top of it, removed the wax paper, flipped it over, and put even more hot glue. So now I had the rough shape, and it was pretty much, if you get to this point, you're pretty much done. So I needed to carve it, make it look like it was a piece of scrap metal that had been, you know, maybe carved out or like, you know, just shaped against rock to, you know, make it sharp. So I used a combination of scissors and my X-Acto blade in order to carve it. It was really easy and relatively soft, so I was able to really make it look like it was like a sharpened piece of scrap metal. I tried my very best to make it look as much as the reference photo as possible. I even went out of my way to carve nooks and crannies where the reference photo had, you know, dips in it and everything. After this, I went ahead and carved the hilt. I took away excess glue, and you really don't need it to look pretty because it's going to get covered up with duct tape. Quick tip, always make sure that you are carving away from your person when you do this. And now comes the paint job. I used plain silver that sticks to plastic since the entire knife is plastic. I just gave it a single coat, and then I went in with orange, and I know that this doesn't make sense, but I went back with silver with a brush to make it look like it's peeling away, to make the orange paint look like it's peeling away from the silver. I also apologize for this next bit. This is one of the corrupted files that my computer just decided to freak out and, you know, mess up. I don't even know how I got it to play, but I captured it just to show you that I put duct tape on, and then leather cording, and then the paracord on the hilt. And finally, just stick the label on top of the knife. I just printed it out, and I used some Mod Podge to glue it on. And the final step is I used some eyelets that I had, heated them up so they could cut right through the glue and embed themselves into the knife and look like they were metal, like fused metal. As you can see here, it cuts right through and it just embeds itself, and it looks fantastic, looks very realistic. Just be incredibly careful when you do this. Do not touch anything by hand. And there you have it. It looks great. I really love it. It was incredibly cheap, And yeah, I hope this was really helpful to you. Don't forget to tag us on every social media outlet, hashtag Tomb Raider Cosplay. Also, don't forget to check out the new website where you can upload your own photos, your own videos, everything. Write blog posts. It's basically a social media network for Tomb Raider cosplayers. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.